Hi, I'm Sonya Jenkins, just arriving on the red carpet at the 2012 Trumpet Awards in Atlanta, Georgia. It's the 20th anniversary of the Trumpet Awards, and I'm looking so forward to meeting many of the honorees.
Hi, I'm Clifton Davis. You're watching Sonya Spotlight.
God bless you. I'm Dottie Peoples, and this is Sonya's Spotlight. God bless.
You have a lot of history in the business as a gospel artist. What success tips? That's my forum for my magazine, is success tips, and allowing others to know what it takes to get to the next level in their career. What success tips do you have?
I feel that my success has been favor from God's people. And artists got to learn to love God's people. You know, give them autographs, hug them. You know, if you're sweet to them, they'll be sweet to you. And I think that's been my longevity as an artist. Just loving God's people.
Hi, I'm Bobby Jones, and this is Sonya's Spotlight.
We have Dr. Bobby Jones here. You've been to the Trumpet Awards several times. What does it do for you each year that you come back?
Every year I'm always inspired to see our people achieving and see who they are, knowing that the world may not know some of them, but at the Trumpet Awards, we get to find out who they are. Yeah, this is exciting.
Now, what success tips would you give to young aspiring artists? You've been in the business for a very long time.
Long time, longest running show in the history of cable TV, but you got to be disciplined, love what you do, prepare yourself for your work, love people, and God will bless you.
I'm Wanya Lucas, and I'm watching Sonya's Spotlight.
Okay, I'm here with Pastor Paula White.
Yes.
And you've been to the Trumpet Awards several times as well. And so what do you get out of it each year that you come back?
The Trumpet Awards is one of the most significant events to me personally because it really epitomizes what I believe is part of my life purpose and assignment in the earth. I've been privileged to be able to do so many great things, but this really has true value and significance to me to stand with Zernona Clayton, who is a pioneer who broke barriers and continues to do so, and showed that all people have equality and justice as God's children, that no matter what our ethnicity, our gender, our socioeconomic, that we were created by this wonderful God who loves us and has a divine purpose for us, and to educate, to empower, and to inspire is so important. So the Trumpet Awards epitomizes what my purpose and what I believe all of us should passionately care about for our cause.
Hi, we're the Braxtons, and you're watching Sonya's Spotlight.
I want to ask you, because you're such an icon and you are so, we just love you for allowing Zernona to bring this to the forefront. So what is the key to success for you?
Trying to do as much good as I can.
That's great. You've made such an impact in the African American community, civil rights, and what gives you the drive and the passion to just be as inspirational and as driven as you are?
Well, you know, I was deeply inspired by individuals like Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks. I met Rosa Parks when I was 17, Dr. King when I was 18. I met W.E.B. Du Bois and others and teachers, and people just give you the push. I had a teacher when I was in about the 3rd or 4th grade who said, "Read, my child, read, my child." And I tried to read everything, and I still try to read everything. And it's a different world, it's a better world, but we can still make it much better.
Exactly. And in this new age society where people, men are dragging their pants and things are just different, what advice or success tips would you give to younger people?
Well, I would say to young people, study your history, watch the film, the videos of that period, and try to live with a sense of dignity and with a sense of pride. And I would say to young black men, pull your pants up, pull them up. We don't want to see your shorts. And you know, pull them up for Barack Obama.
Amen.
And one day maybe some of them will be president, governor, mayors, great teacher, lawyers, engineers, actors, and make a contribution to the society.
First of all, how does it feel to be at the Trumpet Awards?
Oh, it's fantastic. I was just saying that I was lucky to have Zernona Clayton come down with a few of the delegation from the awards, the Trumpet Foundation actually, to Nassau a few months ago, and it was one of my favorite moments being there, just learning so much from her, and she's been, you know, a role model to me for a very, very long time. So it's really great to be here.
You're the youngest ambassador of the Bahamas? Or is
Well, ever appointed to the Bahamas, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, how did that come about? That's great.
it just happened. Yeah. I've been working for President Obama for quite a long time, so yes.
What tips would you give to aspiring ambassadors?
Be very diplomatic at all times. Work very hard, and no matter what is thrown at you, just keep moving forward and always remember who you're serving. You always have to serve your country, and it's never about you.
Blair Underwood, you're watching Sonya Spotlight.
Pastor Juanita Bynum here. You look lovely.
Thank you.
Okay, what is the key to success in life in general? Whether you're a musician, a minister like yourself, what would you say is the key to success?
3 words for me is prayer, persistence, and passion. You have to have passion about what you do. You have to be persistent about what you do, because every day is not going to be a great day. And the foundation of prayer is what keeps you going.
Okay, so what about those times when you do encounter roadblocks and obstacles and you just want to give up?
Actually, they're challenges. And I think I used to say a lot that, you know, this is a problem and that's a problem and this is a roadblock. But I think when you use the word challenge, it gives you an opportunity to reassess in your mind and to step back and look at it and see it from another perspective. And I think the word challenge is very powerful because it's not a word of finality. You know, roadblock means it's over, but a challenge means I may not be able to do it this way, but if I be persistent and have passion and prayer, I'll get it done. Maybe another way, but it'll get done.
Hi, this is Sonya Spotlight. I'm Cynthia Bailey from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and we're here, myself and my husband, Peter Thomas, at the Trumpet Awards with Sonya.
Yeah.
Miss Cynthia Bailey right here. I just want to ask you, since you're such a beautiful woman with a lot of class, just give women out there, no matter if they're a size 2 or a size 22, what advice would you give them to stay beautiful and exude that class that you might have, or just their own type of class?
Well, I don't think beauty is about size. I think beauty is about just the inner strength that you have. And no matter what you look like, everyone's not a model. So whatever you have, whatever God has given you to work with, you just need to own that and just do the best you can do with it.
All right. So are you looking forward to anything in particular tonight?
I'm just looking forward to the show. I'm very excited. This is my first time here at the Trumpet Awards, actually.
Oh, okay.
So
how do you stay so lovely?
God, good genes, because I really, I'm a workaholic. I don't get a lot of sleep. I wish I could tell you something that I do so everyone can run out and get it, but I don't do anything right. I don't eat that great. I don't sleep that much, so I don't drink that much water. I'm horrible. But just blessed, and you know, I'm trying to get better.
Multifaceted filmmaker. He's now with Bobcat. Am I right?
Bobcat Films, yeah.
Okay, tell us a little about Bobcat Films.
Sure. So it's a company I started a few months ago, and our very first project was The Battle, which was on ESPNU, and it was very successful. And now I'm about to do a feature film for GMC, Gospel Music Channel, called Raising Izzy. It's interesting. The screenplay actually won the Best Screenplay Award at the American Black Film Festival, and so now I'm producing and directing it, and it'll actually have its premiere at this year's American Black Film Festival in July. So we're really excited about that. And of course, another project I'm working on is a television show starring David and Tamla Mann from Meet the Browns called Hanging with the Mans. So that'll be out this year as well.
Show?
That's the cooking show. Yeah, we're really excited about that. Okay. So you know, got a lot of things happening. So just here at the Trumpet Awards, this is my 5th year in a row, and I just get so inspired when I come here. That's why it's a must visit for me every time it happens.
I'll try to do a little reading up on you. You weren't born in America, were you?
No, I was born in London, England.
Mr. London, England, give us some success tips.
It's just about having faith and confidence, you know, faith and confidence and hard work. And I'm a living testament that if you have faith in yourself and you have a plan, and if you're willing to work hard, that you'll be successful in life. I don't know any successful person who hasn't had a good plan and hasn't had a tremendous amount of confidence in self and backed it up with hard work.
Right. I know you put out a lot of the films with Tyler Perry, and now you branched out. So, and I just hit myself in the mouth with my mic.
It looked really good doing it, though. It was smooth.
So, in that regard, you know, some people get stuck in like a certain thing and they don't want to branch off. And what does it take to do that, to just become independent if you want to become an independent filmmaker, or what does it take?
Well, it's about having confidence in yourself and having a passion for what you do, because especially in the entertainment industry, it's a very tough industry. There's a lot of other ways to make money, so I tell people you truly have to have a passion for what you do. And a lot of times people say, well, how do you know if you have the passion? Because there's going to be a lot of times when you want to quit, but something inside of you just makes you not want to quit. And that's when you truly know if you have the passion for something. And so, you know, if you really have the passion for a project, and if it's about, especially as an artist, whether you're an actor, a writer, director, a producer, you know, it's tough because you have all these, you have all this creative energy inside you that you want to get out and that you hope will be successful, but it's kind of like you're alone doing it. And so you really have to have confidence in yourself to know that the voice inside of you is worth sharing with the world.
How is that coming along for you, being an author and having to give advice and all that kind of stuff? Because you're a singer and an entertainer, right? And now author.
Well, I think the timing was God's timing. I give all of my credit and praises to God for everything that's happened in my life and career. And I think the timing of writing the book couldn't have been any better.
What's the name of it again?
The book is called How to Get Out of Your Own Way.
We all need to do that sometimes.
And I think after 17 years of some form of show business, people are inspired by success. And to be inspired by it but not know how to get to it is the reason I wrote the book. There are so many people that are independent, that are educated, that are inspired and motivated to do right and want to get their life and careers off the ground and better their personal relationships, but they have no sense of direction. That's why we go to college. You know what I don't know. I'm showing up so that you can teach me what you know. And so I looked at my book as a roadmap. It wasn't an opportunity to write a book, it was a responsibility. And it's not celebrity driven, it's not fake and pretentious and politically correct. I just put my heart on the pages, hoping that black people in particular would show up and decide, of all the books that I've read or haven't read in many years, I'm going to pick up this book and give it a shot.
So what would you say is a recipe for success, since I know you talk about that a lot in your book, but
yeah, there's a lot.
You had to say something that you just wanted to, especially to younger people, because my forum is about learning about success tips and what it takes to get to the next level.
You know, I believe in dreaming with my eyes open. I want to become the things I see. And there's so many people that dream within what they can afford to dream. I can't afford that car, so I'm gonna stop dreaming about that car. I can't afford that life or that situation or this and that, so I'm gonna stop thinking about it. Everybody around me is broke, so I'm broke. Even way back when, I've always dreamt and had visions and ideas beyond my specific reality. And I just want to encourage everybody to commit to being better than your mother. Be better than your father. If your life was hell and it was miserable, why would you duplicate that same life for your own kids? Break the cycle. A lot of us are duplicates of our parents and don't even know it, because that's the interpretation of love that you grew up with. So you're going to raise your kids the way you were raised, whether it was good or bad. And so that's what it's about, breaking the cycle.
You're a serious thinker, I tell you that. But how do you keep that swagger, though? I got to ask you that. How do you keep that swagger? Come on.
I get it from my mama.
This is Sonya Clayton, and you're watching Sonya Spotlight. Keep watching.
That's a wrap here on the red carpet at the 2012 Trumpet Awards. Again, I'm Sonya with Sonya's Spotlight Web Magazine. Always believe that the best is yet to come.